Namo Amida Buddha. 5. Contemplating the suffering of asuras or demigods. As Master Genshin explained, the realm of asuras is divided into two parts. Firstly, quote, the creatures of this realm which are fundamentally superior live at the bottom of the great sea north of Mount Sumero. End quote. And secondly, quote, the inferior creatures of this realm dwell among the rocks of the high mountains which lie between the four great continents. End quote. Although they experience various pleasures and abundance which are far superior to those of humans and even rival those of the gods, they are constantly tormented by anger, jealousy, quarreling, and fighting. Beings in the human realm who are more spiritually advanced than others, but who strongly manifest these characteristics, will be born among the asuras. In their own realm, asuras divide themselves in various groups and territories, and fighting in never-ending wars, while also, because they envy the pleasures of the lower realms of the gods, start useless conflicts with them, which they inevitably and eventually lose. Bodhisattva Nagarjuna said, quote, also, the demigods, by their very nature, experience great mental suffering because of their hatred of the splendor of the deities. Though they are intelligent, they do not see the truth because of the mental obscurations characteristic of this realm of rebirth. End quote. In some texts, the realm of asuras is counted among the lower gods because of the pleasures found there, or among the lower realms together with hells, animals, and pretas because of the pain they inflict on themselves. In conclusion, life as an asura is a pitiful one, filled as it is with joys and pleasures more than any human can imagine, but not being capable to enjoy it due to envy and conflicts. 6. Contemplating the suffering of the gods. The gods or devas experience the most pleasure, health and comfort among all the beings of samsara. Also, the higher their plane of existence, the longer is their lifespan and the happiness they enjoy. However, they also meet with some specific types of suffering, which I shall explain after I describe in short each deva realm. In the world of desire, Kama Dhatu, there are 6 classes of gods with their specific realms. The first is the heaven of the 4 kings, Katu Maharaja, which are located on 4 cardinal points of Mount Sumeru. 1 east, 2 south, 3 west, 4 north. Each of these divine rulers has their own following of Katu Maharajaki gods. As Master Genshin explained, quote, 1 day and night in the realm of the 4 kings is as long as 50 years of human life, and life in the realm of the 4 kings lasts 500 years. End quote. The second realm is the heaven of the 33 gods, Traya Strimasa, which is placed on the summit of Mount Sumeru. The most important god of this realm is Sakra, or Indra in some texts. As Master Genshin explained, quote, 100 years of human life are equal in length to 1 day and night in the heaven of the 33, and in this heaven life lasts 1,000 years. End quote. The third realm is the heaven of good time, Yama or Suyama. As Master Genshin explained, quote, 200 years of human life are equal in length to 1 day and night in the heaven of Yama, where life lasts 2,000 years. End quote. The fourth realm is the heaven of contentment, Tushita. Queen Maya, the mother of Shakyamuni Buddha, was reborn there when she died, 7 days after giving birth to him. During his earthly life, Shakyamuni often made visits to this realm and other heavenly realms too, in order to teach the Dharma to his mother and the gods living there. As Master Genshin explained, quote, 400 years of human life are equal in length to 1 day and night in Tushita, and in this heaven life continues for 4,000 years. End quote. The fifth realm is the heaven of enjoyment of pleasures provided by themselves, Vimanarati. As Master Genshin explained, quote, 800 years of human life are equal in length to one day and night in Nirmanarati, where life lasts 8,000 years. End quote. The sixth realm is the heaven of free enjoyment of manifestations by others. This realm is inhabited by maras, which are celestial demons that usually go to the other worlds to obstruct practitioners from advancing on the Buddhist path. So Mara in Sanskrit language means evil one, adversary, or tempter. Their karma, accumulated in past lives, was good enough to make them reborn in this high heaven. But still, their lust for power and selfishness, not being eradicated, transformed them into living obstacles for other beings. Thus, they do everything in their power so that nobody gets higher than their plane of existence. The Nirvana Sutra lists 4 types of demons: greed, anger and delusion, the 5 skandhas or obstructions caused by physical and mental functions, death, and the demon of the heaven of free enjoyment of manifestations by others. So in the Buddhist text, the word demon is sometimes used with the meaning of internal demons or personal blind passions and illusions, which also in the sense of an actually existing being or beings who disturb others from reaching freedom from birth and death. Nowadays, there is a common mistake among many so-called modern Buddhists who promote the idea that maras are only internal and not external demons too. Please do not share their misunderstandings and single-heartedly entrust to Amida Buddha, which is the best way to be protected against the influence of such evil and powerful beings. As Master Genshin explained, quote, 1,600 years of human life are equal in length to one day and night in this heaven, in which life lasts 16,000 years. End quote. Master Vasubandhu explains some of the features of the gods inhabiting these heavenly realms. The Katu Maharajachikas, Traya Strimasas, Yamas, Tushitas, Nirmana Riyatas, and Paranamana Vasatatans are the gods of Kamadhatu, world of desire. A small god or goddess appears on the knees or from out of the knees of a god or goddess. The small god or goddess is their son or daughter. All the gods are apparitional. Among these gods, the newborn are similar to infants of 5 to 10 years. From 5 to 10 years, according to the category of the gods, young gods grow up quickly. End quote. To be apparitional means that the newborn gods appear spontaneously and not from a womb like humans. At their birth, they are similar to infants from, quote, from 5 to 10 years according to the category of the gods, quote, end quote. These young gods grow up quickly, said Vasubandhu. Then he explained further. Quote, in Kamadhatu, 1. There are beings whose objects of desire are placed by outside factors at their disposition, but they're able to dispose of these objects. These are humans and certain gods, namely the first 4 classes of gods. 2. There are beings whose objects of desire are created by themselves, and they dispose of these objects which they create. These are the Nirmana Naratis. 3. There are beings whose objects of desire are created by others, but who themselves dispose of these objects created by others. These are the Paranamitra Vasaratans. The first enjoy the objects of desire which are presented to them. The second enjoy objects of desire which they create at their will. And the third enjoy objects of desire that they create or have others create at their will. These are the 3 arisings of the objects of desire. Kamo Papatis. End quote. According to Nagarjuna's explanation of Maha Prajna Paramita Sastra, quote, if the practitioner has not been able to cut through lust, he will be reborn among the 6 classes of gods of the desire realm, Kamadhatu, where the 5 objects of enjoyment are excellent, subtle, and pure. If he has been able to cut through lust, raga, he will be reborn among the gods of the 2 high realms, Rupa Dhatu and Arupa Dhatu. End quote. This means that the one who is reborn among the gods of the world of desire cut many other passions from his heart, but still remained with various forms of lust, while those who destroyed lust, but still have other more subtle delusions, go to the next heavenly realm In the worlds of form, Rupa Dhatu, or world of non-form, Arupa Dhatu. The world of form is the effect of great meritorious deeds and strong meditation practice, while the form of non-form, the world of non-form, where beings do not possess bodies of forms, is the effect of high levels of samadhi, meditative concentration. The gods of Rupa Dhatu, or world of form, and Arupa Dhatu, world of non-form, have an extremely long life in comparison with humans and gods of Kama Dhatu, world of desire, while also lacking the negative emotions from there. However, they still experience ignorance and delusion because they have not yet eliminated the belief in the false ego. By not eliminating the belief in the false ego, their suppression of negative emotions is only temporary, because such a belief in attachment or identification is the very root, the origin of these emotions. Thus, they still possess the seeds and inclinations to manifest them again in the future, and so the gods in Rupa Dhatu and Arupa Dhatu may fall again into the lower realms. We must bear in mind that until the root of negative emotions has been completely destroyed by the realization of perfect enlightenment, one cannot attain liberation from samsara. In the world of form, Rupa Dhatu, there are 4 spheres of heavenly realms as follows. The first jhana, which contains 1. Heaven of the counselors of Brahma, 2. Heaven of the high priests of Brahma, 3. Heaven of great Brahma. Some Brahma gods from the first jhana heaven in the world of form may experience the illusion of being all-powerful creators of the universe. About this kind of delusion brought upon them and upon human beings who believe in them by Maras are discussed at length in the chapter There is no supreme God or creator in the Buddha Dharma from my book The True Teaching on Amida Buddha and His Pure Land. Please read this book carefully, as I gave there many quotes from Shakyamuni himself. Namo Amida Buddha.